How's it going?
It's good.
Welcome to Dude That's Fucked Up, y'all, people, dudes, everybody.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
Oh, dudes, ladies.
Dudettes.
Dudes, yeah. I call ladies dudes, too.
Me too.
So it's like, dudes.
Because we're from California. Oh, I have an idea for what my fucked up story is about, and it has to do with calling girls dudes. So, yes, hello, and welcome to Dude That's Fucked Up.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, thanks for following us on social media and like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Saw lots of good likes and stuff. Thanks for sharing with your friends.
Your friends.
And I just wanted to quickly shout out my friends Eric and Maggie.
Wait, can I read them what you texted me?
Yes, please.
Okay. Let me
This is great. I was really drunk. I drank all day yesterday.
I get a text message. Because you said you were at a beer garden and having beers, obviously.
Yeah.
And Maggie and Eric were arguing about who was a bigger fan. And I said, tell Eric he wins always.
Aww.
And you said, my ego is out of control.
It is. No, Maggie's the best. She's so cool.
I don't know her. That's why Eric wins.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But
I mean, maybe I'll meet her someday.
you will. You will love her. She loves you.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, then I like her.
Yeah.
I really like her.
Yeah, she's great. She's like, I want to be friends with Nicole. Oh, so sweet. Thanks, guys. And those are my just getting all the housekeeping out of the way.
Oh, everyone knows we're on SoundCloud and iTunes, but now we're on Stitcher.
Oh yeah.
We had to apply.
Yeah.
Like it was a fucking visa or something.
Yeah, we got it. So we're on Stitcher now if you are a non iTunes user, Apple person.
Oh, P.S. on iTunes, we have 5 ratings and we have 5 stars.
What? That's awesome.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks, guys. One of them might be mine.
Oh, really? Oh, my God. I was just going to tell you. I was going to submit one, and then I felt like an asshole.
Well, I don't know. I didn't write anything. I just was like, 5 stars, duh.
I was going to write something. Like, these girls are really funny.
And really pretty and nice.
Yeah, and nice. And, like, just a little bit vulgar, but I think it's appropriate for this podcast.
It's what we need in America right now.
Okay, I'll rate us too.
Yeah.
Then we'll have 6 ratings.
Yeah, do it. Nobody cares.
Okay.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, I know.
So to start us off, I thought we'd talk about something, not just jumping right into our topic today, which is great, by the way.
So fun.
So fun. But before we get into that, I thought we'd loosen up by talking about something we saw or read about this week that was fucked up. I hate April Fools. Like, I think it's the dumbest shit ever. Like, everybody tries so hard to be funny, like all these brands and stuff, and it's just like, ugh, shut the fuck up. You don't need to tweet dumb stuff, and your jokes aren't funny. It's fine. Some of them are actually funny though, and so usually I just like peruse through and see who did the dumbest shit and then vow to never buy their product again. Or like if it was like some stunt queen bullshit, I'm just like, well, I'm unfollowing you on Twitter or whatever. So the ones I did see 2 that were really fucking funny, and one of them was I don't know who did it, but it was like maybe a condom company, I don't know. They did a prune flavored condom for people over 70 or something like that. I was just like, that is disgusting and amazing. I love it.
Ew.
Yeah.
Does it help you with your like digestion too?
I don't know, man. It's just like
gross.
Ridiculous. I thought it was offensive on like a really gross level. And then what else? Oh, other one that I thought was really funny was Pornhub had a good one where it was like a pop-up window that was like, thanks for using the auto share. Like, we automatically shared this video to your friends and family. That, like, after they watch a video, and it was just like terror-inducing, like fucking pop-up, and people were terrified.
Oh my God.
I thought it was really funny.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I had to recently tell someone, like a friend of mine, about incognito, like web browsing.
How did you not know that? Who
I don't know. I was like, I hope you're not looking at porn in your regular web browser.
I mean, sometimes it just happens accidentally, but like...
I was like, that's really bad. Like,
well, especially...
you should know about these things.
Talk about things that are fucked up that happened this week. Our browsing history can just be sold to the highest bidder.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's
all the weird stuff that I Google just to, not even for like researching this podcast, but just in general in my life, like serial killers, like weird deaths. Like I'm probably going to jail within the next couple of years because of my browsing history. Fuck.
Who will they sell it to?
Just any like company that wants to purchase it for like marketing purposes.
Oh, because you can already like buy some of that stuff,
right? But like it's all browsing history now. I think it's
yeah, that's horrifying.
It's like, why? What's the point? Like nobody. It's shitty.
I saw something really funny. On like Facebook on the day before April Fool's Day, which thank God was on a Saturday, because I hate dealing with that shit at work. Practical jokes aren't funny. They're just like mean. So I don't know. I have like, I don't like that type of
getting
humor,
shot.
But
yeah.
I saw something where it was like a decision tree for whether or not your brand should participate in April Fools, and it was like, are you a brand? And then it was like, yes. It's like, should I participate in April Fools? And there was only one line, and it just said no.
Yeah.
It's like, leave that at home.
Yeah. So yeah, fuck April Fools. It's stupid.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I saw something. Okay, well, this is fucked up. It's like I think it's like the 20-year anniversary of Selena. Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
And so that's fucked up, but I did see something funny about it we're fans of My Favorite Murder, obviously. Anybody who knows me, I mean, yeah, anybody who knows me knows. And you got me turned on to it.
Yeah, it's our inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're so funny and cool. And but anyway, they have like the private group that you can be a part of if you're a fan, and it's like heavily monitored, and people talk about things to do with the podcast, and just generally share things that maybe they don't want people knowing that they're interested in, like a lot of like true crime stuff. Anyway, this was really funny. I think it was on Friday. I saw somebody posted, this is what it said. It was like, I hope everyone has a nice day today, except Yolanda Saldivar.
Yeah, the woman who murdered Selena.
Yeah, and I was dying.
I saw that too. It was really funny. Yeah, fuck that asshole, man.
I know.
She killed our
such a
sweet
bitch.
angel.
I know.
I love Selena. Like when I was a kid in the 90s, man, that was my shit growing up in Southern California. Oh my God. It's like all I listened to. She was amazing. Me and my friend Ida, like we would like just sit there and like hang out and listen to Selena all day long. It was the best.
And, like put on red lipstick.
Yeah. And like I had like big bangs and stuff and tried to like get them all big, but it didn't work.
I had big bangs too.
Oh, 90s, man.
I know.
It's great. So much hairspray. I also had a perm.
Oh.
It was a bad choice.
I wanted a perm even though I have curly hair, which is
sounds
dumb.
Good.
I was like, I want a perm. My mom's like, you have curly hair. I'm like, it's not the right kind of curly.
Oh my God.
Mom.
Oh my God. I looked like a drowned poodle or something. It was terrible. Ugh.
Remember everyone always used to have like burns on their forehead from curling their bangs with a curling iron? What a bunch of dummies.
I had them on my neck and my cheek. Oh God. Still, I burnt my ear last year pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, it still happens.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if you do it on your neck, it looks like a hickey, and people are like, and you're like, I'm 33 years old. I'm not getting hickeys. It's a fucking burn mark.
I burned myself with my Con Air curling
Which
iron.
is also embarrassing, too, because I'm 33 years old and I'm still burning myself with a curling iron. Well.
Oh, my God.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Well.
I cut myself shaving like 2 weeks ago.
I can't shave my knees. My knees are like perpetually hairy.
Well, it was my foot which grows hair, and
I shave my feet too. I shave the top of my big toe and my foot.
Yeah, me too. I was like,
it's like a Hobbit.
Pete. I came back and like I was like, Pete, my foot's bleeding. I cut it. He's all, ew. Why were you shaving your feet? And I was like, your feet have hair on them. And he's like, yours don't. I'm like, 'cause I shave them.
Yeah, you guys, do you think that you just wake up looking this beautiful every day? Like, it takes time, perseverance, energy, and shaving the tops of your feet. It's fucking hard. God, when will people understand?
Yeah, like,
well, ladies... other women do, but like, yeah.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, it's really weird.
Anyway,
we're not just a bunch of Disney princesses.
That's right. Speaking of Disney princesses, man, that was the best segue ever. Speaking of Disney princesses, guys, we're talking about Disney movies and their dark origins, like the original stories, like where all this shit comes from. Like Disney just siphoned off ideas from old fairy tales. They're not they sanitize them in equally offensive ways. I just had a hard time with like all the singing. That's a really weird thing to say, but
I loved it. I loved Disney movies. I still love Disney as an adult, which some people have strong feelings about.
I do have strong feelings about that, but I don't want to turn off any potential listeners
or offend me.
I don't care about offending you. Just kidding. No, I loved, like, Aladdin is still one of my favorites.
Well, that had Robin Williams in it, and I think
that's why.
He's the best part of that movie.
And also, like, I think, too, like, Jasmine was kind of, like, an independent woman and was just, like...
a little sassy.
Like, sassy and was, like, I'm not trying to, like... get married. I'm trying to like live my life.
I like that she wore pants too.
Also that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think that's like still my favorite. And like the songs are pretty good too.
Yeah.
I will admit. Otherwise like Lion King was pretty legit, but like we're talking about the like very like quintessential like classic
fairy tale
like, ones here.
Princessy ones.
Princessy like made every girl like want to be a princess movies.
Yeah, and obviously this is very relevant now because Beauty and the Beast, the like alive version. I don't know how you say.
It's a live version.
Like, oh, okay, yeah.
A live action version.
Live action, yeah. It's the live action Beauty and the Beast, and I don't know. There's like. I was excited about it. I still haven't seen it. I do want to see it. I don't know if I need to see it in a theater for like fucking $20.
No.
But it looks cute. All the songs are the same, which also kind of annoys me a tiny bit because it's like there's probably new songs in it too, but it's kind of like you're just literally remaking it, and then it's like, well, why did it take so long? I don't know.
Because they were waiting for Emma Watson to play Belle.
Oh yeah.
I love Emma Watson. I won't hate on her. But like
I love her too, but her singing in it, I'm kind of like not blah. I don't know. Yeah, it's like kind of blah.
I just don't get it. I never like I'm going to embarrass DJ right now. That's his favorite Disney movie. Like Beauty and the Beast is his favorite. He like loves the songs and he's so cute. He's like always sings the Gaston song.
Like no one.
Yeah, that's his favorite.
Can he sing it for this episode? Oh my god,
maybe.
Can we ask him?
I'll text him to see if he will.
Okay. It won't be anonymous, but...
No. Well, anyway, I feel like I should like Beauty and the Beast. And I like, when I was a kid, obviously I watched it. But like, because like Belle like loves to read. She's like pretty independent, pretty sassy. Was like, fuck off, Gaston. You're like such a douchebag.
Molester.
You're so like, get the fuck out of here. Like she's
I'm not into you.
Yeah. She's like,
back the fuck off.
Yeah. She's like like Gaston represents every like wannabe alpha male who has like a small
deep insecurities.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Deep insecurities from having a small penis.
Yeah. So I was always like, I should like this, but like, I don't know. I was just like, this seems weird. The story seems so weird to me. And it fucking is. It's so weird.
Because he's like not a human.
Bestiality.
Because bestiality and Stockholm syndrome.
Also, what a shitty dad she had. Like, he's like a dodo, just like, like totally like, ooh, I'm gonna break into this house.
Is he like an inventor or something? He is, right? And he's like the town crazy.
But I think in the new version, like Belle is the inventor.
Oh, that's cool.
Like
and
she's trying to teach girls in the village how to read or something. I don't know.
And doesn't Kevin Kline play her dad, who I love?
Oh, Kevin Kline. French Kiss? Isn't he in French
Yeah.
Kiss? I love that movie. That's a good one.
Yeah, he's so cute. So I feel like I'll like him. But yeah.
But fuck, dude, I don't get it. Like like also, like, I read that New Yorker article that I sent you that I thought was so funny. It started out so strong because the person that wrote it was, like, talking about being in the theater. And then, like, a random woman, like, leaning over and being like, about the Beast, what do you think his dick's like? And it started, like, I was like, yeah, like, this is the whole thing. Like, it's so weird. Like...
Well, she falls in love with the Beast, and then, like, is she disappointed at the end when he like, the spell is broken and he's just some little skinny white guy with a fucking ponytail?
Oh, and
she's like, oh, like gross.
He plays, like, in a, like, soft alt rock band, and, like, I bet he has a micro peen. Like in the cartoon, I remember being disappointed. Like when he becomes a human, I'm like, ew, this guy is basic as fuck and not cute. Like, Prince Eric from Little Mermaid.
Oh, he's hot. Oh, yeah,
dude. But the prince in Beauty and the Beast is like, has like, I don't know, he's just like weird looking. He looks like a fetus. Like he's so weird. With like
scared. He's like scared.
Yeah, he's like, ugh. He like looks like smarmy or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I didn't like him either. I just remember like his eyes, and remember when there's like when she sees the photo of him and he's like, don't look at that.
Yeah, and he like
or whatever
flashes through it or whatever.
Yeah, but his eyes are like so, he just looks really frightened, or like, I don't know, he just looks like fragile or something, and I'm like, ew. But poor Belle.
I know.
Because then, yeah, it's just like disappointment city.
Yeah.
When he turns into a human.
Yeah. Man, I really wish the New Yorker article would have riffed on that more.
I know. Yeah, that was really funny.
It was funny.
I found something funny. Well, not funny, but like how fucked up this is.
Yeah.
But this guy, Glenn Keane, who was the supervising animator on the Beauty and the Beast film, said that basically they tried to create this Frankenstein monstrosity, is what he called it. So I don't know. When I was reading through this, I had to like look at an image of the animated version of the Beast because I wasn't sure that these were. I like never noticed all of these attributes before, but they basically gave him the head and horns of a buffalo, the brow of a gorilla, the body of a bear, but just the upper body, the mane of a lion, the tusks of a boar, and then he had the legs and tail of a wolf.
Ugh.
So he had like this tiny little legs and tail like on the bottom.
To support like a buffalo body?
A bear body, yeah.
Oh, a bear, whatever.
A buffalo head.
Ugh.
giant. It's so weird. It's like he's like a upside down triangle.
Yeah.
He starts really big at the top, which is actually proof for your micropene theory, because it's like he starts really big and wide at the top, and he just keeps getting like smaller and smaller towards the bottom.
No, I think he had a micropene when he became a human.
Oh. Just a human. What if he had a human micropene the entire time? Like, that was the only thing that stayed human.
Yeah. And he's like, get out.
Don't look at me.
Don't look at me. He was really talking about his micropene.
And then the animator said it was even reported that he had a rainbow backside, which I'm interpreting as butt.
Yeah.
That only Belle knows about. How did she know about it?
Fucking beastiality.
Yeah.
God, what the fuck? Why
So
is this
gross.
a movie?
I don't know. It's really weird.
That's really funny, actually. I like all the like behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of all I have to say about Beauty and the Beast. Like, I'm not gonna see it probably.
I'll see it and I'll tell you what it's like.
Okay. I mean, it's like nostalgia porn.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes you feel like a kid.
Yeah.
But watching the new one won't, because it's different. So
yeah. Like Lumiere looks like crazy. Oh, I heard a thing about how they had to have Ewan McGregor like do his voiceover twice because his French accent was so shitty. They were like, fuck, this is so bad. Can you please come back in and record your vocals again? That's a rumor, but I don't know if that's true or not. I thought it was pretty funny though.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what? Sorry if you like Beauty and the Beast, and I know you do, Nicole. So I won't.
Well,
I will stop shitting on it.
It's not my favorite. I don't care.
Yeah. What's next? What should we do next?
Tell me about Peter Pan.
Oh, okay. So Peter Pan, always kind of weirded me out as a kid. It made me sad. It was like the whole premise of like running away to Neverland and never like you're ditching your parents and your whole life and like going and living as a kid forever just seemed kind of odd to me. So I kind of focused more when I was like researching this. Like I started looking into like what everybody knows the story, and it's like it was written not super long ago, like probably like end of the 1800s or like beginning of the 1900s, I should say. And it was inspired by some young boys that J.M. Barrie had befriended when he was a grown-ass man. So J.M. Barrie is the author of Peter Pan. And he basically like ingratiated himself with his family that had these young boys that he like loved. And now I don't know if he was a child molester, but there's a lot of weird theories out there about how much he loved these kids. Like he had no, like, have you seen Finding Neverland with Johnny Depp and Kate Winslet? Yeah. It was kind of a weird movie. But it was all very like innocent. Like he was just like a weird dude who like loved this family. Well, when the mom and the dad died, J.M. Barrie somehow like he actually like forged the will to like gain custody of these children. Even his like biographer like later on in like had reviewed the will and saw that it would like was kind of fishy. So he got custody of these young boys, and they were all the inspiration for like Peter Pan and the Lost Boys.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that's one thing. And then the reason I think it's so sad, and I think when I read this, it was pretty much confirmed. Like part of his like, I think psyche about it was when he was a little kid. He was like 6 years old. His one of his older brothers died. It was his mother's favorite son, which is so sad that you like know that
that's fucked up.
Your parent has a favorite. That in itself is but he like knew it, and so his older brother died in an ice skating accident, and his mother was devastated, and J.M. Barrie tried to like fill the void of the dead son that his mother loved so much.
Did Jan Barry have an alibi for that ice skating?
Right? I don't know. Creepy ass motherfucker. No, I don't want to shit on this guy because maybe what if I'm wrong? I don't know. But there's some like a lot of weird things about him. So yeah, he like imitated his older brother, would wear his like clothes and stuff. Yeah.
Ew.
And just to like, I think he as a child was like trying to like cheer his mother up and stuff.
Yeah.
But it like seems creepy.
I know, but also he was a kid, so it's like...
It's really, yeah, I mean, it's all fucked up. It's all creepy. Yeah. So he knew that his mother found comfort in the idea that her, like, the thought that her dead son would remain a boy forever and never grow up and leave her, like, in heaven or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's really sad. It's really fucking sad. Like, I don't know. It's not funny at all. But
no, but it's like the basis for this whole idea of like the Lost Boys and like suspended growth or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I like. Peter Pan's like fun on its face. Like it's like every little kid like wishes they could just like be in this like cool place, but it's like not even a safe place. Like you have like Captain Hook who
fucking
like,
pirates
wants to murder all these kids and like I don't know.
Yeah. It just seems fun because that was one of my favorite movies because it is so like fun and cute, but I was always sad when like they leave with him to go to Neverland the first time, and it's kind of after the dad's being a butt and sends Nana the dog outside, you know, like and so it's it's that thing of like, oh, the parents are being mean, I don't want to live here anymore, I'm gonna run away type thing, the feeling that all kids get. But I was always so sad because they like sprinkle the pixie dust on Nana, but she's tied up on the leash and she's just like floating.
She can't come with him? Yeah.
No, she's like floating butt first towards the camera. And she's waving and I'm always like, oh, Nana.
I know. So after like obviously like Peter Pan was written and stuff, the real boys that this was about, that J.M. Barrie had gained custody of and like raised as his sons, they all three of them, the three main boys, ended up having like, one went away to war. He died in World War I. He like got killed in action. Another one committed suicide. Well, it was thought he committed suicide with his thought to be lover while he was at college when he was like 21 years old.
Oh my God.
And then the third boy, I don't remember the like names of each of them, and they're all like Michael, George, and Peter, I think.
Oh yeah.
Like named after like who the characters are. But the third boy, he committed suicide also in like the 60s, I think, as like an older man.
That's definitely way more suspicious.
Yeah, I think he even wrote about it a little bit too, about his experience growing up with J.M. Barrie. So that's suspicious.
Yeah,
they were certainly like not. I don't know. It kind of adds more fuel to the fire that J.M. Barrie was doing some untoward shit.
It feels like no coincidence that Michael Jackson's favorite story was Peter Pan.
Oh my God. Yeah, so I don't know. So those are some like, that's like some darkness to Peter Pan. I'm sorry if we're ruining people's childhoods.
No, I don't think we are.
Okay, good. So the story of Cinderella is actually a very, very old story. Like there's dozens and dozens of interpretations of Cinderella dating back for centuries. So one of the earliest known versions of it is dating back to 4th century Egypt. Known of the story of Rhodopis. Sure. It's, I don't know, Greek, guys. But it revolved around a Greek slave girl who married the king of Egypt. So that's interesting. But the more like known version was by Charles Perrault, originally, but then the Grimm's brothers got a hold of all these fairy tales, and they are the ones that like made them popular. They're like the Disney of their time, like in the late, I think, mid 18th century maybe, or maybe even the 19th century. I can't remember.
Charles Perrault was involved in a lot of them too.
Yeah, he interpreted idiot Erin. Shit. Oh my god. He interpreted a lot of like these fairy tales into like cohesive stories. But then the Grimm's Bros, they riffed on all these stories and made them, you know, they like compiled them and put them into a book and pop cultured them. So kind of like Disney. Anyway, so then Disney took a lot of Grimm's Brothers like interpretations of these fairy tales, which is interesting. So Cinderella is like pretty similar, like the original story, but there's a few different details. But I mean, basically, the stepmom and stepsisters are assholes to Cinderella. The dad's still alive in the Grimm's Brothers, but he's just like pretends like she's a slave girl or something that works in the kitchen. Is just like, I don't care. Like,
which is the worst.
It's so fucked up. Like, that is so shitty. What a dick dad. Okay, fucking, I'm gonna just say, my dad, when he was a teenager, I meant to like lead in with this, but when he's the best. I fucking love my dad. He's the coolest. When he was a teenager, he went to Europe, like when he was 18 or something, like backpack fucking situation, in like the early 70s, and bought a book of fairy tales to give to his future children. And I still have it. I know.
That's so cute.
Yeah, it's I think I have a Grimm's Brothers book and a Hans Christian Andersen book.
Aww.
Yeah. I took a picture of the Hans Christian Andersen fairy tales. But like, when I was like reading through this, I was like, this is so weird how fucking shitty all these dads were to their daughters. Like Belle's dad, just like, I fucked up. I fucking got in trouble with this enchanted beast guy, and can you just go be held captive now?
I don't feel good. I need to go home and lay down.
Yeah.
Can you stay here while I go take a nap?
Yeah. And then like in Cinderella, the dad's just like, oh, I married this new lady, and now like her daughters are like way cooler than my actual daughter, and I'm just gonna ignore her and stick her in the kitchen and let them treat her like shit. It's so weird.
Oh my god.
So that was like, that's one very small aspect that is like very strange in the original story. And then like everything else is pretty much the same. Prince gets a slipper and he's trying to find who left it, and so when he gets to like the stepsisters trying to like cram their foot in it doesn't fit, obviously, but they end up cutting off one of them. The older one cuts off her big toe, and it's bleeding everywhere. Ew. And like the birds are like, because like all the in the story, the birds, there's like doves that are enchanted that like watch over Cinderella, and they're just like, this bitch is not the one. They tell the prince, like, look at her fucking foot. She's missing a toe and it's bleeding everywhere. Like, you dumb fucking idiot. And the stepmom's the one that's like telling her own daughters to cut their fucking oh god.
What is the dog? She's like, I just need a Band-Aid. It'll be fine.
Yeah. It's like her big toe. It's not even her little toe. It's like the main one that you need for balance and shit and walking around. And it's like, and it's huge. And at least I have a big toe. And then the other daughter, the other stepsister, cuts her fucking heel off. Like, what? And then again, the doves are like, dude, this bitch cut her heel off. Look at all the goddamn blood. And the prince is like, oh shit. And then he's like, is there another daughter here? And they're like, oh, there's like a kitchen wench or whatever. And it's Cinderella. And then it fits, obviously.
But there was like blood in...
Yeah, in the
there was
fucking
like
shoe.
Blood in the shoe.
Yeah, it's disgusting. So and then the end, obviously they get married, Cinderella and the prince get married, and the sisters come to the wedding, and the doves that watch over her peck their fucking eyes out. Which, fine. But they're just blind for the rest of their lives. It's just
and heelless and big toeless.
Yeah, it just ends so like it's like fine, cool, whatever, emo, sad story, and then it just gets really outrageously violent and dark.
That's like the punishment in all of these, like not like all of the origin stories are really
they're all meant to be like
severe,
like fables, but they just are so intense. And then of course there's like a sexual element to it. Obviously there has to be some sort of like weird sexual thing. Is the slipper is fur, and it's like a fur slipper, so a vagina. And so the prince was like trying on the slipper, like, and just sticking his dick in all the like different
what? Ew, no.
To see what the That's
what are you saying?
That's a deep cut. So I don't know. That's stretching a little bit, but
I don't understand what really. But
he's trying to find the right fit for his dick.
Oh. But he wasn't physically putting it in the shoe.
No, it wasn't a shoe. It was a vagina. The fur slipper is a vagina. It's like, it's a metaphor.
Oh, yeah. Okay, when you said he was like finding a fit for his dick, I was like, oh, did he have like a fetish?
Oh.
Like a shoe fetish? Oh my God. This reminds me, like, going back to the bleeding of the part in Romeo and Michelle when they're in the club and some guy hit on her and she's like, what do you do? And he like doesn't have a high paying job, and she's like, oh, will you excuse me? I cut my foot before and my shoe's filling up with blood. And then she hobbles off.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's basically that.
Yeah. Oh, Cinderella's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah, that's all that I could find on it, but I mean,
what happens to the stepmom? Does anything happen to the stepmom?
Not that I read, but I mean, she was like a woman who, I mean, she just, I feel like the stepmom should have been punished more, because she was obviously a bad parent and like let her daughters like treat this like Cinderella like shit. And
yeah,
I don't know.
Gross.
Yeah.
Little Mermaid.
All right. So in the original Little Mermaid, she doesn't even have a fucking name. She's not named Ariel. She's just called the Little Mermaid. So that just takes away all of her, like, she's just not a person, basically. I mean, because she's a mermaid, but, you know. But a lot of the details are the same. Like, her dad's a sea king. She has a bunch of sisters.
Do they have names?
No. Not that
okay.
Fine.
Then that's fair.
Oh, and by the way, The Little Mermaid was written by Hans Christian Andersen. And it starts out as a really beautiful story. He wrote beautiful, very sad stories. But yeah, basically the original version's pretty similar to like the Disney version until there's a couple details that are a little different. Like, she doesn't have Sebastian or Flounder, obviously, because that's silly. She has a grandma. She like they can go to the surface when they turn 15. It's fine. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
And then the things that are very different is they die after 300 years. Like, mermaids live it to be 300 in the story.
Dang.
And then they turn into sea foam. But they don't have immortal souls like humans do. Like, it's kind of religious, like allegory. But and then the sea witch deal, that shit is kind of gnarly. That's the most different thing. Like, basically, it's kind of the same deal, but if she doesn't get the prince to marry her, she'll like just turn into sea foam. Like, she can never be a mermaid again. If she gets the prince to marry her, she'll stay a human and then just die, like have a short lifespan like a human. But if she fails in getting the prince to marry her, she'll turn into sea foam. So, also, when she gets legs, like when she gets human legs, every single step she takes is excruciating. It's like walking on glass.
Oh my God.
And in the story, like the prince, like she like dances gracefully, and like she knows that he likes her to dance, so she just dances, but it's like excruciatingly painful for her, which is really fucked up. So, and also the sea witch just cuts her fucking tongue out. Like, doesn't steal her voice, like cuts her fucking tongue off.
Ew.
And so, yeah, so the saddest part of the story is when the prince ends up marrying another hot babe instead of the Little Mermaid. And so she's realizing she fucked up, she lost, she didn't get him to marry her. And she's sitting there waiting to die for the sun to rise, like on the day of the prince's wedding. And her sisters come up to the surface, and they had made a deal with the sea witch, and they're like, here's a knife that the sea witch made. It's enchanted. If you stab the prince and kill him through the heart, if you kill him, you'll turn back into a mermaid, and everything will be fine. But
so she won't.
She won't do it. She's standing there over him, and she's like looking at him and the future bride, and they're both beautiful and happy, and she's just like, I can't do it. And then she turns herself into sea foam. She dies. Yeah, it's really sad.
You couldn't be, but it's because he's so beefy. Prince Eric is just so handsome, and
he's hot. Like, you would die for him. Like, it's a great. He's the best prince out of all the princes. I think a lot of people would agree with this. Prince Eric was the hottest.
I'm trying to think of them all. I kind of like the one in Sleeping Beauty, Prince Philip.
He's like Jude Law.
He's cute. Oh, yeah, maybe. I need to look at him again.
Yeah, like Jude Law and the young pope, but only a prince in Sleeping Beauty. And not having a thinning hairline.
Poor Jude Law.
I know, but he has hair plugs now.
Yeah.
But the actual saddest thing about this story is that it was Hans Christian Andersen was probably gay, at the very least bisexual. He was always going for like women that were never going to reciprocate, like just completely beyond out of his league, and he was always like trying to get with women that he just were totally unattainable. But he actually ended up having like these really deep relationships with men. And there was one man in particular that he had fallen in love with and wrote a letter to, and was super sad that they can never be together, obviously, because it was like not a thing you can do back in his day. And the guy that he was like in love with was getting married to a woman. So this is like very much a metaphor for what he was feeling. So he could never be with this man. But he like professes love to him, and he actually sent him, I think he sent him the story of the Little Mermaid. Like, yeah, it's really sad. Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah. But it's actually a metaphor for just unattainable love, and not some dumb fable to be a obedient child.
I'm so basic. I thought you were gonna say that the guy had red hair.
Wait, he couldn't be in love with him because he had red hair?
No, I thought you were gonna say that he wrote it all about him and he had red hair. But then I wasn't following along the deeper meaning. I'm a little slow today.
That's okay, me too. I drank all day yesterday. I drank all day. It started at like 11 a.m.
Oh my God.
Didn't stop until like 9.
Well, yeah. I have Snow White and Rapunzel, but both are just like really small little things.
Yeah.
When you think about like, I don't know, some of these are really fucked up, but Disney obviously like whitewashed it a little bit and like desensitized it or whatever. It's very sanitary and kid friendly. But if you think about Snow White and what happens in the origin story, it was a German story originally, and it was adapted by the Brothers Grimm, and then whatever, it was made into the Disney film. There really wasn't much that was left out. And I was like, oh, yeah, like as I'm reading along, I'm like, oh, all this stuff's so fucked up. And then I'm like, oh, no, like this is the movie verbatim. Like,
yeah.
the fact that the Wicked Queen sends the guy, what was his?
The huntsman?
Yeah, the huntsman. Sends the huntsman after her to have her killed. Like, that is in the movie. And he brings back a deer heart.
Yeah, I know. I remember. Yeah, that the original story though said that, and it was originally her actual mother, not her stepmother.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, and it was too fucked up. So the Grimm's brothers were like, maybe we'll just do stepmother. And they're the ones that actually created this like evil stepmother and terrible mother-in-law kind of thing. Kind of dynamic. They're the ones for real.
I wonder if they had really messed up mother-in-laws or stepmothers.
Maybe. But yeah. Oh, and then in the original tale, it was like actually supposed to be Snow White's lungs and liver, so that the queen could cook and eat them.
Ew. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the movie, it's the heart. But the two things I thought were interesting. So I guess like what is different from the movie is that in the fairy or the story, the woman is a lot more incompetent because she tries 3 times to poison her or like to kill her. So first she disguises herself as like a seamstress or something, and she takes this lace bodice to her and sells it to her, and then like ties her up in it, and she ties it so tight that Snow White passes out and she thinks she's dead. And I'm like, she's not. You would know if she's dead. Like, just check. She's still breathing. Yeah. So, you idiot. And then the other one is that she poisons a comb.
So, I remember that.
So she's like, she combs her hair with it and passes out again. And she's like, yes, I finally done it. It's like,
she's not applying the poison properly.
Yeah, it's like she just got a little whiff of it. Yeah.
Oh my God, some fucking asshole on a motorcycle.
Oh, I was like, what was that? It sounded like an angry cat.
No, there's a thing in DC where like dudes just like get on like dirt bikes and ride around the city streets. It's like crazy. Yeah, it's weird.
But yeah, then she finally gets the poison apple, which okay,
does the trick.
Does the trick, but apparently she doesn't ingest it because they put her in the glass coffin and they think she's dead. And then the prince comes by and he's like never seen her before in the story, and he just thinks she's so beautiful and wants to have her. But she's fucking dead. She's dead. Everybody thinks she's dead. He's like, "Can I have that?" It's like,
that's necrophilia.
Yeah, back off, dude. Go find a lady that has a pulse
and is consenting.
Yeah. And no, you can't have this body to defile. And then so while he's taking, so like I guess he like really bugs the 7 dwarves or whatever, and is like, "Oh no, can I just have it?" And they're like, "No, man, like I don't think that's cool." And then he's like
really fucking sad.
No, I'm not gonna do anything with her, I promise. And they're like,
I'm just gonna look at her and stuff.
Yeah. And they're like, "I don't know, man." He's like, "Just let me have her." And they're like, "Okay, dude." So they give her to him, and as he's like leaving her, I guess like they're carrying the coffin away, and the little piece like dislodges itself from her mouth, and she wakes up, and he's all
like just stuck all in her teeth the whole time.
And then she's waking up and he's all, "Oh fuck."
Ew.
No, I don't know.
I know, but still. He's like, "Oh, cool, you're awake."
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, you're awake. I guess we should get married now." And then they get married, and the queen, like the mirror, she's like, "Oh, mirror, mirror on the wall, you know." And he's like, "Oh, the new queen's the hot shit now." And then she's like, "Oh, I gotta go see this lady." So then she goes to their wedding because she doesn't realize it's Snow White. And then she chokes from her own rage and dies.
Oh, I read a version that she is forced to put her feet in red hot iron shoes and dance until she dies.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's better.
And what happens in the original story? The like in the Disney movie? What happens to the queen?
Oh, remember
the dwarves chase her and she falls off a cliff?
Yeah, and the prince, right? Like I feel like
they chase after her.
Yeah, and then they like I don't know if they push her off a cliff or if a rock rolls towards her off the cliff or something. I know, yeah, but something off the cliff.
God damn.
Yeah, and she's like, "Ah, hooey." or whatever. The Disney. No, she doesn't do that.
The Goofy like fall.
She doesn't do that.
Oh Jesus,
That'd be really funny. We should edit it. We should edit it to do that.
Put the Goofy fall in there.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then
that's fucking weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's so rapey.
It is. Yeah,
it's so gross.
It's so rapey. And the other thing that I thought was funny is about Rapunzel, which I'm not like, I don't know. I've seen the Disney movie Rapunzel.
Like the one with the
animated
the
one. Yeah. But I don't remember it very well. But this was another like German story that was adapted by the Brothers Grimm. And also there was this guy, I forget his name. I don't know. Giambattista Basile. Mm-hmm. Who's also involved in like Sleeping Beauty, which we'll talk about. But he was involved with this one again somehow, but I don't know. It's like all the same kind of like the people that adapted these stories it's always the same. So they must have all kind of stumbled on them around the same time, and then like the versions went back and forth between them.
Yeah, because these are all old stories, like
Greek mythology or like German folklore.
Yeah, and it can be argued that like the original like underlying themes of like a lot of these, especially like Beauty and the Beast, is like around arranged marriage, like getting used to the person that you don't really know and like seeing something that wasn't there before.
No, sing it.
Yeah. No, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I sang in the last one, so I'm done.
You did?
Yeah, I sang the Hand of Glory song.
Oh, yeah.
Gaga.
I feel like we sang in the recording that we fucked up too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
I feel like I should sing because I've been shitting on all the Disney songs and singing in musicals so much. I'm going to lose like half of our audience.
No. They're good movies.
They're good.
Everybody's allowed to have their own taste. It's fine.
That's true. You're right.
So with Rapunzel, there was this I feel like in the Disney movie, it's like a woman who couldn't have a child, and like, so then she's like blessed with this child that she wants to keep safe because she doesn't want her to, I don't know if that's right, but anyway.
I thought she like stole a baby or something. I don't
know. That sounds right also. Well, yeah. In the Brothers Grimm version, it's a witch, and she's called Dame Gothel. And
ooh, tight name.
Yeah, and there's a couple that lives next door, and she has a little garden, and they keep taking her produce. Like, they keep taking lettuce and making a salad with it.
Yeah, I remember this, actually. Yeah.
And the husband's, like, feeding it to the wife who's pregnant, but he knows he stole it, and she's like, I don't care. I'm craving that lettuce. And he's like, well, okay, I guess I'll get you some more. And, like, he keeps going back, and then finally they get caught. And so the witch is going to kill him, but then she's like, I won't kill you if you give me your baby. So he's like, okay.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, you can have it. And then she names it after the lettuce, which was called the Rapunzel plant.
Oh my God.
Fucking lettuce, baby. And then
it's like a Cabbage Patch.
Yeah.
Rapunzel. I want to buy some lettuce named Rapunzel. That's awesome.
I wonder if it still exists. Maybe it was just like fairy tale lettuce.
Yeah.
And then yeah, she gets put in a tower and shit, and like it's weird because then the guy comes to visit her and whatever.
And it's like Stockholm syndrome and like
yeah. But all that stuff's pretty much on, like, then it kind of
on
sinks
par
back
with
up.
the story.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny that she's like the lettuce baby.
Yeah, that's really funny.
But yeah, I don't know, that's Rapunzel. But yeah.
Let's wrap it up then with Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. It's all the same stuff, like adapted by the Brothers Grimm. Charles Perrault got involved. Mm-hmm. And even, Charles Perrault's version was Little Briar Rose, like, which is like a, I don't know, kind of similar.
But her name is Aurora, like, in the story.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, there's also the
Oh, yeah, with the, like, the sun.
yeah, which is my favorite one. What the fuck? I don't know where it is in my notes. This is so... I wrote my notes this week instead of typed them.
Oh man, you gotta do Google Doc like I do.
I know,
because it just saves everything.
It's because that's the Giambattista Basile, Sun, Moon, and Talia. So her name was Talia.
Oh yeah, Sun, Moon, and Talia. Yeah.
Which is that the original one?
I think so.
Okay.
Well, it's like one version of like the original. I think like again, like nothing is original. Every single story that these are based on are like from cultures pulled from all over, and it's like all kind of similar, which is really interesting how that can happen.
Yeah.
But anyway,
what's your kind of like favorite version of it?
I think it's the Charles Perrault one because there's a second act to it that not a lot of people know about.
Yeah.
That is really interesting. But it's basically the same thing as the Disney movie where there's like fairies, and then there's the curse from the evil fairy that feels like slighted or left out or whatever.
Yeah.
That like bless her with all these gifts, and then the evil fairy like puts the curse on her where she pricks her finger on the spinning wheel.
But she's supposed to die.
She's supposed to die, but then another fairy comes and tries to reverse it, but all she can do is like make it so that she's put into a deep sleep for 100 years until she's awoken by true love's kiss, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like, or another kind of rapey thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that it's all pretty much the same story that we know and love. Actually, Sleeping Beauty is another one of my favorite. I like love the fairies so much. I like love that there's magic, and I love that they're like in the forest, but like really that doesn't happen. Like
I love the little chubby one, Merryweather.
Me too. She always wants everything to be blue.
Yeah, she's cute.
Instead of pink, and I'm like, yeah, me too, girl. I don't like pink.
Oh man, yeah. What I thought was interesting is like in this original story, it's not Maleficent that's like controlling her to prick her finger. Like I guess it's just destiny.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's like so it's just some woman who is like deep in the castle, and somehow Aurora finds her and like pricks her finger. Like
that was always like the creepiest thing in the Disney movie where she's like going up the stairs and it's like she's following the orb, and then she like touch the spinning wheel
and her eyes and her eyes
I was like, oh, this is fucked up.
Yeah
that always freaked me out. It was really scary, but I liked it. So do you know the second half of the story though?
I don't know.
So the ending of the Disney movie is where like the prince wakes her up, whatever. Everybody wakes up that's been under the spell. Like everybody falls asleep for 100 years in the Disney movie.
Because which was a version of the story, right? Because the fairies...
There's like it like branches off a couple different ways. It's really funny. But in the Disney movie, like everybody falls asleep when she pricks her finger. Like just like the fairies put everything on hold, and then... But in the Disney movie, the prince had already met her, seen her, and knows what's up. But what actually happens is like 100 years goes by in the original story until a prince stumbles upon this kingdom and finds her. It's like all the brambles and stuff are covering the castle. That's all the same thing in the Disney movie. But what actually the real end, or the second half of this, that they just totally, they end the movie after the prince wakes her up and it's all good. Mm-hmm. And that's the end of the movie in the Disney version. But the actual end in the original version is that the prince who rescues her has a mother that's half ogre. So when the prince brings, so during the time, like he's like visiting Aurora like secretly, like, and his mom doesn't know that he has a wife or whatever. And this is where this like evil mother-in-law kind of
mommy dearest
comes from. Is she doesn't know anything about it, and then so finally they come in to the kingdom. So he has 2 kids with her at this point. This is like years and years have gone by, and he finally like brings Aurora and his children with her to his kingdom. And his mother-in-law is like, what the fuck? And she's like, well, I'm just going to eat them. And she tries to eat the kids. She like makes up like a recipe for them and is like gonna like makes the chef like get everything prepped, but the chef is like, no, this is fucked up, and like tricks her and makes like a lamb instead. It's really weird. And then at the end, she ends up falling into a tub of poisonous snakes and spiders and shit and dies. So
She falls in or she's pushed in.
Maybe, I don't know. She dies horribly in the end, though, the mother-in-law.
Oh, that's good.
And then they live happily ever after. So that's the part that I found out that I was like, what the fuck? This is so weird. And it was like I think the Brothers Grimm were like, yeah, we're not gonna do that part. I think, in this case, I will say Disney they did a great job.
Yeah, yeah. Way to clean it up. And I like the songs in that one.
I do too.
Or there's not very many.
Tchaikovsky wrote
the music.
Well, I mean, it was like the original version.
Yeah, yeah.
So but Disney incorporated the Tchaikovsky classical music into the I Know You.
Yeah, it's so good.
That song, that's Tchaikovsky, but they put lyrics to it. So yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's so nice.
I don't know if I'm gonna let my kids watch Disney movies.
Really?
I mean, I will. Only like the good ones.
Probably not Peter Pan.
Not Peter Pan. I'm not a fan of that. I don't know. Like, I just feel like they have not aged well.
Yeah.
And like they're kind of racist and sexist and like not good messages.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. Also in Little Mermaid, have you ever seen the boner the little boner that the little vicar has that is marrying them on the on the ship?
Well, you know what's really pervy too? Apparently Ariel was based on Alyssa Milano. So the
What?
Yeah, like the animators usually use a person to like
a real person's face?
Yeah, to like base to like kind of create characteristics, so they were probably pretty pervy.
And then of course the original Little Mermaid like cover with the dick and the
castle is a penis.
The castle, it's a penis.
It's like a bunch of penises.
It's like it's like, what?
Yeah.
Are you doing?
I think it's funny. That makes me like Disney even more.
And then in Aladdin, he's like the bee and then you hear the like, take off your clothes.
Oh yeah.
I remember like rewinding it a million times and trying to listen, and it's legit there.
Yeah.
It's in there.
Yeah.
And then the sex and the
Lion King
spelled out and the Lion King and the flower, like the dust when he like lays down.
I never saw that one. I like tried to find that and I never found it. You have to like
freeze frame it.
Yeah. It's hard on a VHS.
Yeah, it is really hard because
I went too far.
And it's all wavy and there's like lines through it and stuff. Yeah. Oh man.
So fun.
That's all I got, man. This is like actually pretty depressing.
Yeah, some of them were like really sad.
Oh, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Shoot us an email.
Rate us
BTFU
and review us.
Podcast. Yeah. Rate us and review us. Yeah, rate us and review us. Like, actually write some nice stuff if you are so inclined. You don't have to. I mean, don't say anything mean, but just like give us 5 stars, please.
I mean, whatever, but 5 stars.
5 stars. Just like in Aladdin, take off your clothes.
Give us 5 stars.
Give us 5 stars. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm hungry, so I'm going to go.
I have to pee so bad.
Oh, I went pee when I went to go see what the problem was with the internet.
Oh my God. I just have to pee so bad.
Okay. I'll let you go pee. Right. But also, bye-bye.
Bye.